Courtney Hadwin's story is one of those journeys that reminds us how quickly an ordinary dream can turn into something extraordinary. Long before audiences around the world knew her name, Courtney was simply a young girl from County Durham, England, with a deep love for music. Singing was not something she treated as a passing hobby. It became a passion that shaped much of her childhood and gave her a way to express emotions that were sometimes difficult to put into words. Her family noticed her natural connection with music early on and encouraged her to explore it. They supported her as she attended lessons, performed locally, and gradually became more confident in front of an audience. What makes Courtney's journey especially interesting is that her success did not appear out of nowhere. Behind the attention, applause, and unforgettable performances was a young performer who had spent years learning her craft, practicing, gaining experience, and discovering what made her voice different, discovering her own voice. As a child, Courtney developed a strong interest in classic soul, blues, and rock music. She was drawn to singers who could make a song feel personal rather than simply sing it accurately. Instead of trying to sound exactly like the artists she admired, she began developing an approach that felt natural to her. Her powerful voice, emotional delivery, and energetic stage presence gradually became part of her identity as a performer. At an age when many young singers were still trying to find confidence, Courtney was already learning how important expression could be. She practiced vocal techniques, worked on breathing and control, and gained experience through school and community performances. Every opportunity taught her something new. Sometimes the audiences were small, but those performances mattered because they gave her the chance to become more comfortable on stage. With every song, she learned how to connect with people and how to make a performance feel genuine rather than rehearsed. Years of preparation. It is easy to look back at Courtney's breakthrough and imagine that everything happened in a single moment. In reality, the foundation had been built over many years. Before she appeared in front of a huge television audience, she had already spent countless hours singing, practicing, listening to music, and working on her confidence. Those early experiences helped prepare her for the pressure that would eventually come with performing on a much larger stage. Courtney's dedication also showed that talent alone is rarely enough to create a lasting career. A naturally gifted singer still needs discipline, patience, and the willingness to keep improving. Her family's encouragement gave her a secure foundation, while her own determination pushed her to take her abilities seriously. By the time she reached her teenage years, music had become much more than something she enjoyed. It had become something she genuinely wanted to pursue, even though she could not know where that ambition would eventually lead. Taking a chance on a bigger stage. Eventually, Courtney had the opportunity to audition for a major talent competition, an experience that would introduce her to audiences far beyond England. Stepping onto such a stage required courage. She was young, surrounded by cameras, judges, a large audience, and the expectations that naturally come with a televised competition. For someone who had grown up performing in smaller settings, it was a huge step outside her comfort zone. Yet Courtney chose to focus on the music rather than the pressure. She was not simply trying to prove that she could win a competition. She wanted people to hear her voice and understand why music mattered so much to her. That attitude helped her approach the performance with a sense of freedom. She brought the confidence she had developed over years of practice and allowed her personality to come through rather than trying to fit into an expected image of what a young singer should sound like. Staying authentic. Perhaps one of the most appealing qualities of Courtney's story is her commitment to individuality. From the beginning, she showed little interest in becoming a copy of another singer. She admired the great performers who influenced her, but she wanted her own personality to remain at the center of her music. That authenticity became one of the reasons audiences connected with her. In an entertainment industry where young artists can easily feel pressure to fit a particular image, staying comfortable with who you are can be difficult. Courtney's journey demonstrates why individuality matters. Her voice was powerful, but her identity as a performer came from the way she combined that voice with emotion, energy, and personality. As she continued growing, The goal was not simply to recreate the performance that made her famous, it was to keep discovering what she could become. Continuing to evolve, Courtney's story did not end with her breakthrough moment. In many ways, that moment was only the beginning. As she grew older, she had opportunities to explore different aspects of music and develop a deeper understanding of her own artistic direction. Every recording, performance, and new experience offered another lesson. This willingness to evolve is important for any artist hoping to build a long-term career. A singer cannot remain exactly the same forever, and genuine growth often means being willing to experiment, make mistakes, learn, and try something different. Courtney's early success gave her a remarkable starting point, but her continued development depended on the same qualities that helped her in the beginning: curiosity, dedication, and a genuine love of music, more than a moment. Courtney Hadwin's journey is ultimately about much more than the audition that introduced her to the world. That performance may have been the moment millions of people noticed her, but it was years of preparation, family encouragement, determination, and passion that made the moment possible. Her story shows that success rarely happens as quickly as it appears from the outside. Behind every sudden opportunity is often a long period of practice that nobody sees. Courtney's journey from a young singer in County Durham to an internationally recognized performer demonstrates what can happen when natural ability is supported by hard work and confidence. Her story is also a reminder that success should not mean losing the qualities that made you passionate in the first place. The applause may change, the stages may become bigger, and the opportunities may become more exciting, but the love for music can remain the same, a journey still being written. Courtney Hadwin's story is still developing, and that may be the most exciting part of it. She began with a simple love for singing and gradually turned that passion into opportunities that reached audiences around the world. Along the way, she experienced the excitement of sudden recognition, the pressure of high expectations, and the challenge of growing as a young artist in the public eye. Through it all, the importance of staying grounded and continuing to learn has remained clear. Her journey reminds aspiring performers that there is no single definition of success. Sometimes success means winning, sometimes it means finding your voice, gaining confidence, or simply having the courage to take a chance. Courtney's story began with an ordinary dream, but her dedication gave that dream extraordinary possibilities. Her music, growth, and willingness to remain herself continue to make her journey one worth following, because the most meaningful part of the story may not be what she has already achieved, but what she chooses to create next.